Your energy is not constant throughout the day. It rises, it falls, it shifts based on your biology, your habits, and your environment. And yet, most people live as if their energy is a flat, unchanging line from the moment they wake up until they finally crash into bed. They schedule important meetings at random. They tackle their hardest work when their brain is barely awake. They try to push through dips with caffeine instead of understanding why the dip happens in the first place. And as a result, they burn through their reserves far faster than necessary. What if you could map your natural energy cycles, align your most important tasks to your peak hours, and glide through the rest of the day using methods that conserve, restore, and channel your focus? The truth is, your body is already running on a schedule, a deeply ingrained rhythm known as the circadian cycle. This rhythm affects your hormone levels, your alertness, your body temperature, even your mood. And when you work with it instead of against it, productivity doesn't just improve, it feels easier. The first step is awareness. Begin by tracking how your energy feels hour by hour for at least a week. Don't overthink it. Just rate your alertness on a scale from 1 to 10 at various points in the day. Note the times you feel most sharp, the times you feel sluggish, and the moments where your mind seems to wander no matter how hard you try to focus. Most people will notice 2 or 3 natural peaks, times when you're mentally quick, emotionally balanced, and physically ready to act. And also 1 or 2 valleys, times when your brain feels like it's running through mud. For many, the first peak comes in the late morning, after your body temperature rises and your cortisol levels naturally spike to help you wake up. This is often the best window for deep work, tasks that require problem-solving, creativity, or sustained concentration. But here's where most people get it wrong. They fill their mornings with shallow work, emails, status updates, quick calls, draining the energy that could have gone into something far more impactful. Instead, you can protect that peak time as if it's gold. Block it off in your calendar, make it a sacred zone for your most valuable work. The second peak often arrives in the late afternoon or early evening. This one is less about sharp mental focus and more about physical coordination and resilience. Athletes often perform better at this time. You might notice workouts feel smoother, your body feels stronger, and repetitive tasks are easier to sustain. This is a great window for exercise, active errands, or collaborative work that requires movement and interaction. The valleys, those tricky hours when energy seems to evaporate, are not a sign of weakness, they're built into your biology. Mid-afternoon slumps, for example, are tied to a natural drop in core body temperature and alertness. Instead of fighting these periods, you can use them for low-stakes, low-cognitive load tasks. Administrative work, organizing your space, taking short walks, and yes, even rest. A short nap or 20 minutes of quiet recovery can restore enough mental clarity to make the rest of the day productive again. Matching tasks to your energy cycles isn't just about timing. It's about the type of energy a task demands. Deep analytical thinking draws from a different mental resource than creative brainstorming. Problem solving uses a different mode than empathetic conversation. By pairing the right task to the right state, you avoid the mental friction that comes from forcing yourself into the wrong mode. Let's talk about mornings. The first hour after waking sets the tone for the entire day. Light exposure plays a huge role here. Getting outside, even for just 5 to 10 minutes of natural light, tells your brain it's time to switch into wakefulness mode. It regulates your circadian rhythm and makes your peaks sharper. Pairing that with movement, even something gentle, signals your muscles and nervous system to start engaging. Hydration matters too. After 7 or 8 hours without water, even slight dehydration can dull your alertness. Your first energy peak is where you should guard your focus most fiercely. It's tempting to check messages or dive into small tasks, but that temptation costs you the mental freshness you'll never fully get back for the rest of the day. Imagine starting your day by spending your most valuable currency on pennies instead of investments. Instead, try this. Before the peak begins, set up your environment, so the first thing you tackle is a high-impact project. Remove distractions, have all the materials ready, and clear any small obstacles that could derail you. You're creating a frictionless runway for your best brain state. Now, about the midday dip. You can't prevent it entirely, but you can shape it. Avoid heavy, carb-heavy lunches that spike and crash your blood sugar. Include protein and fiber to keep energy more stable. Stand up and walk for a few minutes after eating. If possible, schedule routine or physical tasks here. Or give yourself permission for a short recharge ritual. This could be mindfulness breathing, stretching, or even a power nap. You're not being lazy. You're respecting the cycle. Your second peak in the late afternoon is perfect for tasks that require collaboration or physical engagement. If you need to brainstorm with others, this can be a more creative window than the morning. If you're exercising, you'll likely feel more coordinated and less prone to injury. This is also a good time for public speaking or presentations because your body is warmed up, your vocal cords are more flexible, and your confidence is often higher. Beyond daily cycles, there are also ultradian rhythms, shorter cycles of about 90 to 120 minutes that occur within your day. During each cycle, your focus naturally rises and falls. Working in alignment with these ultradian waves means pushing hard for 60 to 90 minutes, then taking a deliberate 5 to 10 minute break to reset. This keeps your energy consistent without burning out your nervous system. Tracking your cycles over weeks will reveal patterns. Maybe you're sharper earlier than most people. Maybe your second peak happens late at night. The point is to work with your rhythm, not someone else's. It's okay if your best focus comes at unusual hours, as long as you can arrange your most important work to fit those times. Energy optimization also includes protecting against unnecessary drains. Constant task switching is one of the biggest leaks. Each time you switch tasks, your brain spends precious energy reorienting. Batching similar work together reduces that cognitive cost. Environmental cues also matter. Cluttered or noisy spaces can subtly drain you, while a clean, well-lit space supports your focus. Recovery is as important as work. Your energy tomorrow depends on how well you restore yourself today. That means winding down before bed in a way that supports quality sleep. Dimming lights, avoiding overstimulating content, and signaling to your body that it's time to shift into rest mode. Quality sleep strengthens your peaks, shortens your valleys, and makes your entire cycle more predictable. One powerful tool is the energy audit. At the end of the week, review your biggest wins and ask yourself when they happened. What time of day were you working? What state were you in? What had you done beforehand? Then compare that to moments where you struggled. See the patterns. These insights allow you to fine-tune your schedule for the week ahead. The more you respect your natural cycles, the more it feels like you're working with a tailwind instead of against it. Tasks feel less draining. You get more done with less effort, and instead of feeling like you're constantly pushing, you're riding a rhythm that carries you forward. Over time, you can even train your peaks to become more reliable. By consistently starting deep work at the same time each day, your brain begins to anticipate and prepare for that effort. Your body adjusts hormone release, neural activation, and even temperature to match your routine. You're programming your biology for performance. Optimizing your energy cycles is not about squeezing more hours out of the day. It's about getting the highest return from the hours you already have. When you align your tasks to your peaks and protect your recovery, you create a life that is not just more productive, but also more sustainable. And that's when you start to feel the deep satisfaction of doing meaningful work without the constant drain of burnout.